Hello. Let's see. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's me, Dukect. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling actually really good. Hope you're doing a great time. Remember, like, share, subscribe on my YouTube channel. Go right ahead to do that. If you want to like my stuff here, leave a comment, talk about what these, what your thoughts on this part of the podcast is, not just on the live show, which is here on the Dukect Live, the Dukect Live, but also leave a little comment on the YouTube, on this part on the YouTube here. So anyway, so remember, like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff, because I want to hear your thoughts about this subject and all the other stuff we talked about this evening. Anyway, oh Lord, Sony and Madam Web collapse. Forget about a new franchise. The flop is wiping out the entire plan for a new movie series as the studio becomes the latest superhero studio in need of a pivot. Hollywood Reporter. Whoo, you know that heat business. Oh Lord, they got them heat. There we go. Ah, yes. They all went half this thing, I love this right here, the quote here. A major theatrical team executives, quote, on Wednesday night, you can actually watch advanced purchase sales declining in real time as buyers were refunding their tickets. It really says something when you rather have Shazam 2 numbers. Ooh! But it's not really surprising. I haven't seen the movie myself. I'm probably going to when it gets came, which it will probably be in about a couple weeks because they did not. Sony's not gonna keep this thing up there. So yeah, it marked the lowest starts in Hollywood history for a film based on a Marvel character. Marvel was just like it's like Fox. This is Fox all over again with the fan force stick. They're just like, we don't want anyone near here. You don't want this. But yeah, it made only $26 million at the opening week on Valentine's Day. And national tally is 25.7 million. Um, let's see. I gotta see what the box office is for all this stuff here. I gotta look it up. Let's see. All right, let's see. I gotta see it because again, you never know. You got this box office. You got the box office hits. I got the box office, ladies. Let's look at Box Office Mojo and see what we got. Okay, so in total, let's look at the whole daggone thing. Okay, here we are. Box Office Mojo says the Madam Web, the movie has made right now $28 million, domestic, international, $25 million, worldwide, 54 million. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. You say, hey, that's not bad. $54 million. Okay, let's see. How much it cost for Madam Web? I want to know how much did it cost. Let's see. Because I want to see how much the budget was. Let's see. Supposedly. Let's see what Screen Rant. Let's see. What was the budget of Madam Web? According to Screen Rant, what was the budget? And let's see. Hey, it has the first Marvel movie, another history making. Ba-ba-ba-da! It had the first major Marvel movie had a budget less than 100 million. Brilliant. That's good. That's good. That's a positive. That is actually this needs to be more. I expect Blade to be made that much money. That should be the budget of some of these Marvel films. You don't need to make $250 billion and such. But now you look at the order of the box office success, and these earned 200 million. Ooh! And remember, let's look how much the box office is here. Right now is only 54 million. So they're on their way, but oh boy, it is not looking good. Because again, it makes 6 million, 2 million, 4 million, 6 million, 4 and 2, and oh, the negatives right here from this. Yeah, it's not gonna look good. So it's gonna be even like tumbleweeds are not even gonna be in those theaters. Country or urban tumbleweeds. They ain't gonna be in there. I was playing Amplitude like a couple days ago. It's, urban tumbleweed. It's weird, but yeah, this is the absolute worst. It looks like it's going to be. It is terrible. But then again, I look at. You want to talk about box office stuff? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What is? I heard rumors of the budget. Let's see. The budget of Joker. Let's see. Right here, supposedly in superhero hype, is going to be for a variety like a Joker. Was a $60 million budget, the first one. But now the sequel is going to be around, look at this, over 200 million. What? $200 million. The Joker, a budget of Filet a musical at this point looks like we don't know what it is. It's going to be a. And then he's like Todd Phillips is going for a musical theme inspired by Francis Ford Coppola 1982 flop One from the Heart. Oh dear, this is going to be. He's take risks, which is I appreciate the risk. I appreciate having a villain doing a huge musical. I appreciate risk and such, but this budget, I can't. No, to this screams going to be a bomb, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, hey, if it's great and they make over, I didn't like the Avatar movie, Waves of Water, but yet it made bank. It made $2 billion. I mean, hey, there's a market there. There's always going to be a market, and people love them. So yeah, you know, uh, it's just I think that people need to, you know, that type of thing. But that's just me. Uh, well, I mean, but yeah, we're back here because I don't want this to be. This could be the future. Another cut. Now we got to pivot. But yeah, like I said, these say like DC and their own unstoppable Marvel, Sony is now finding themselves under the gun to reevaluate how it makes comic book movies. And honestly, this is the problem with Sony around the stuff here is because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a Kevin Feige. They don't have a James Gunn. They don't have someone to say, okay, we'll make a Spider-Man. We are going to do something to build up this universe. We have these characters. We got Spider-Man. We got these characters. We're going to share Marvel and share with this stuff and do this. This is the plan. They're trying to herd cats and it's not working. They have nothing. And this right here is the problem. I mean, other than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, all the superhero films have lost money. All of them have lost money. And the people are saying superhero fatigue. Maybe it is superhero fatigue. Personally, I look at these movies as just bloat. The characters are just over. There's no personal thing. Guardians of the Galaxy had some. The reason why people love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I really do, I think it's one of the best. It's an emotional story. It is not a world saving war. I mean, there's things around it at the end of the day, that's about saving the world. But at the end of the day, it's a personal story about friendship and brotherhood and family and such. That's what the missing of the. That's what's missing from the superhero genre is the heart. There's no heart. There's no soul in these movies. It's just there's soulless cash grabs. I mean, they always were soulless cash grabs, and that's what happened. They're in this. Honestly, it's like a rush to Batman and Robin. That's the problem. They're toyetic. They have like, you know, that's the problem. I think that's what it is. It's Batman and Robin of that's what these movies are. That's what Madam Web, not just Madam Web, but the Marvels, um, Ant Man, Quantumania, all these other things here. They're just fluff. Aquaman, all of they're just toyetic and they have no soul. There's nothing. Flash, I mean, the Flash is about all this. It's about selling toys. It's toyetic. That's what it is. There's no heart. There's no soul in these movies anymore. Maybe and that's the problem. And then you have stories. Let me just look here. Go in this thing here. Move here. Oh no 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 no. Don't do this. Move here. Hmm. Yep. Let me just look at this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. And let's see. What was I looking for? Oh, because again, it's just like yeah, the new Avengers movie is going to be based on Secret War, and you have all this other stuff that's going on with you know this is like I said, the issue with Secret War and all these other things is is that it's just a toy commercial. There's no heart and soul. There's no real connective tissue of these things. There's nothing connecting. Thanos, at the end of the day, was a connecting tissue. There is no connecting tissue to any Avengers thing. There's no connection tissue at all. This is a problem of the entire phase, you know, 4 and phase 5. These things had no plan. And honestly, the issue of all of this is, and I'm going to continue to say this, is that Kevin Feige doesn't know I think he's burnt out. And, you know, looking at this stuff here is that you have is going way off away in the Marvel timeline. It'll be it's going to be the conclusion of the multiverse saga, which has been. I honestly think it's been a complete flop. Other than Spider-Man: No Way Home, it's been a complete flop. This is the problem of all of this: is that they have this multiverse. It's all the stuff. They're trying so hard to connect everything, but they're not. I think there needs to be someone else in the kitchen. Then the coach. I'm going to say this: Kevin Feige. He has been a excellent. If you look at it football, he's been an excellent head coach. Since '08 to now, in how to perform this is amazing. But I think he's exhausted. I think it's time for Kevin Feige and his system and everything else. They need to find a new head coach. Yeah, in a sports term, you know. I mean, he needs a new head coach. And honestly, this is again, I will keep saying this. DC with James Gunn is probably the smartest people out here. But yeah, this, like I keep saying this, but I think they pretty are smart. But I just think right now, um, but yeah, what right now is the frustration of this. So these superhero fans and all this stuff is because they have it's just stretched too thin. I think Kevin Feige stretched too thin with these Disney Plus shows and all this other stuff. I think they need to sit back and focus. Same with Star Wars. The same with Star Wars. The same with everything else. They have really went over. Um, they really need to sit here that problem. That is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and everything right here. The one thing they need right now is some focus and simplicity. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And I think James Gunn is smart realizing that by basically putting a new Superman and all this other stuff in this new DCU, trying to do everything. I hope Superman Legacy, and I'm looking at it and everything else. My hope, and hopefully Warner Brothers doesn't sell anything else. But my hope is that Superman Legacy is a simple story in how you do this and how you build the character into the world and how you make sure the characters can connect and love and kindness and all this stuff. I mean, like I said, um, I'm not in love with all with the whole gods and monsters stuff, but yeah, here we. But chapter one, gods and monsters. I think this again. I think is something. By the way, I need to look up that. There's a DC movie about that too. But yeah, um, but yeah, the DC stuff here, um, gods and monsters and all this stuff here. I think once again, is probably going to be the best thing out here. They're probably going to do when they all have this, you know, this whole um, chapter one thing. Because again, hopefully they start with the basics and build things up. You know, that's what I believe. That the MCU is missing is simple stories of connection, and I think that's the problem. And now looking at this, I mean, when you look at the failure of Madam Web, when you see, what's going on with Silk. Apparently, let me just see, what they're going on with Silk. Apparently, is there's going to be a. Let me just see if I can find the. I can find it. Let me see if I can find this. Let me just look. Hold on. Let me see this thing. Silk here. Mm, Yada yada yada. Um, let's see. Because I believe there's going to be. Well, here it is. Not this one. Okay. Let's see. Not this one. Um, Supposedly, because right now, let me just share this story here. Please, not too. Right here. Supposedly, this is again some rumor stuff here. Deadline reports this yada yada, but the surprise test of Venom and all this stuff here, and the first TV series in the Sony Spider Verse without Spider Man. Uh, it's on Amazon Prime will no longer has his writing staff because they've been fired. And what's going on? Why are they doing this again? What is this again? Why are you doing a Spider-Man with no damn Spider-Man? This is the problem in the first place. I honestly think you should just cancel the whole thing, wipe out the Venom trilogy, and just say that's it. When they're done with it, you do a Miles Morales movie, and there you go. Why can't you do Miles Morales? Why can't you do Spider Gwen? Why can't you do anything else? Hell, build a Spider Gwen. They could do that. But yeah, here we are with a Spider-Man less universe, and we're getting doing this like we don't know what they're doing. This is what it is. Um, yeah. Ezekiel says, he was a villain in the Manuel movie. No one cares. Yeah. Okay, you got Silk, the Spider Society. It's Star City Moon. Set in Queens. They've also learned to fight crime, struggle heritage, yada yada yada. So all this other stuff. But then we have all the scripts supposedly, and they were going to connect, but at this point, right here is supposedly, according to the ankler right here, there's no longer a writing staff on Shield Spider Society. Reportedly, Angela Kang remains showrunner for producers Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, Kairu, and James Byrne, but everyone else out. In addition to the firing itself, it is stunningly inept reason given. According to the insider, Amazon wants to show with a more male-skewing audience. And one question circling around involves management's influence on the decision. Is the poor performance of the female starring Madam Web proof to Sony and Amazon executives that the comic book owner is the primary male? The answer is maybe. But also, they're talking about this. Um, you know, is it because of all the stuff is? No, it's just bad stories. And people do believe it. And then, what about the writer strike? Yes, but yet here's the issue. They're going off on the writer strike and all this other stuff, COVID and everything else. And I think there are some actual answers here. This is true. The actual answers of streaming services are basically being bought off, and you don't know what's going on, mergers and everything. You have AI coming in, looking terrible, and going off with that. COVID basically shut down many productions to the point that people seem to forget that there was tons of delays and cancellations because of COVID. 4 years ago. Memories of goldfish. But yeah, you know, the actual problem, and I think it is the problem. The decrease of both quality and financial game industry is workers being mistreated. COVID has a whole new process behind the scenes. It's more work for everyone, but the executives don't count for this. True. Yeah, everyone wants a job done fast, cheap, and exacting standard. But you can only pick two. These days, it seems that every executive picks fast and cheap. The result is low quality work and dissatisfied customers. And that doesn't even cover the other ways non-creative over control creative process. And that is true. And that is true that the executives have been has always been in the history of the world, in any entertainment medium, executives have been always are the ones who will screw things over. They screw over a lot of like artists and everything else. And I don't blame women and all this stuff here because there's a lot of like good women out there writing all this stuff down. Oh, they're doing all the stuff here, but the problem is like I honestly believe it is like uh, some of the stuff here, but also um, it's also because of this lack of like, not just like, but yet there's no plan. What is the plan for Silk? What is the plan for these characters? What is Silk? What is this? And they're connected just by why, like I keep saying this, why have a Spider-Verse when you don't have a Spider-Man? You can do a good Spider-Verse. The animated stuff is looking pretty damn good in the first place. It looks great. Honestly, compared to the live action. And they're supposedly going to do a fusion of the Spider-Man. What are you doing? What are y'all doing? Cancel the Spider-Verse. Keep the Spider, but make sure the actors and the animators are okay. Keep the animators and pay them, and make sure they're not being overworked and overstressed. That thing. I always believe that if it takes 2 or 3 more years to get the thing, then fine. Unless you're going to have the same situation, like, oh, we have different. No, the reason why they couldn't they have different things is because they didn't finish the damn work. That's the problem. This right here, the main issue is because they don't know what they're doing. They have no real. They're just throwing things. The problem with DC, they just threw stuff. Maybe this, but now they got a plan. They got a head coach. They got someone like, okay, James Gunn. You learn from Kevin Feige on this episode here. They're A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here we are. Sony never had someone that says A, B, C, D, E, no. And problem with all this other stuff, including, Kevin Feige and what's going on with him, he's going to look, I think they need someone to get in there and say, okay, we need to get some people here. We need to get the guy. I think, like I said, Kevin Feige needs to go. I think he's done. I think he's burnt out. No, most people don't want to hear that, but let's be real. I think, hey, he did a hell of a job from 2008 to 2024. Retire, get some young blood in there, get some people who know what they're doing, and just restart and talk and do simple stories that connect with the audience, connect with them, have them go through these things, and don't have this whole God, writers and directors who don't really know what they're like. Just like, okay, here's the seat of the work. Here, don't go off on script. This is your plan. This is what you do. Let them have their little. It might not work. It might not have any type of situation. It might not work, but at least it's something. Hate on Zack Snyder all you want. And trust me, I'm not. I think sometimes it goes a little too to the slow motion, and some of this thing goes a little too long. But the DC Man of Steel, Batman and Superman, and the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, the best one. Um, those are his movies. You can tell those are his movies. It is the same thing. What I mean, after everything else in the Marvel universe, I mean, it feels like it's a little bit of Josh Whedon, and everything else it just feels like it's deformed by committee. Get the characters here, point A, point B, or whatever. That's the main issue. And I think that's until that changes, until that actually changes, you will not have a good stuff here. You won't have it. You know, you will not have this issue this issue will not change until you figure out, like, you need to have directors, different voices, different characters, and let things rest for a while. And I hate the fact of putting Deadpool as the one to save everything, which is just god dang sad. That is just sad. And I really hate the fact that this is going to be the way to. Gosh, I really hate it. I hate the fact that Deadpool and this whole, well, they got to like a bailout. It shouldn't bail out. I want Disney to be, to learn a lesson instead of just doing this and the sequels, endless content, endless trash of all these things instead of something new and interesting. And the reason why people fell in love with movies, TV shows, and any other entertainment to begin with. But that's just me, ladies and gentlemen. That is just my personal opinion. I want to hear your thoughts about this. Anyway, that is it from me, Duke CT. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me, Duke CT. Remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.